Now I'll be talking about complex factoring. The only thing that makes this equation different from the simple factoring is that the a value can change, and now it's not going to be 1. So for example, 10x squared plus 3x minus 1. So if you want to put this into a factored form, we have to find two factors that multiply to get -1 and add up to -3. So we have 1 times -1 and -1 times 1. But none of these add up to 3x. So we'll be using this method I like using, where you make a chart like this, and now you split the ax squared value into like around equal parts. What I mean by that is like 5 and 2. So 5 times 2 can give us 10. And so now what we, hold on, let's put the x's here. Now what we do is we take two factors of -1, and then we put them in this column. So let's try 1 here and a -1 here. -1 times 1 will give us -1. Then what you do is you cross multiply. So 5x times 1 gives us 5x. And 2x times -1 gives us -2x. And so when you add these two together, you'll get 3x. This method is a guess and check. So sometimes the 1 could go up here and -1 will go here, or you'd switch these numbers, or sometimes these numbers would be different. But from what I've seen so far, when you split the ax squared, usually the two numbers are like in the same range. So now what we do is we take the two numbers here and the two numbers here and we put them into brackets. So here we would put 5x minus 1 in a bracket, and then 2x plus 1. And to check this, we just expand. So 5x times 2x would give us 10x squared. 5x times 1 would give us 5x. -1 times 2x would give us -2x. And -1 times 1 would give us -1. So now we can collect the like terms, which are these two. So 5x minus 2x would give us 3x. And then we get -1. So in this example, it's the same concept. Instead of using this chart, you could just put in numbers and guess and check that way. But this, for me and other people, this method is easier and you can get your answer pretty quick. So two numbers that multiply to 6. First I'll try 3 and 2. And then two factors of 3 would be 3 times 1. And so I'll try a 3 here and then a 1 here. So here we get 3 times 1 is 3. Let's put the x, 3x. And then 2x times 3 will give us 6x. If we add these two, we get 9x. And so we don't get this. So just erase this. So we can try putting negative, or not negative. We could try putting the 3 here instead and the 1 up here. So we get 3 times 3 would give us 9x, and then 2 times 1 would give us the 2x, and so when we add these two we get 11x. Now we take these two numbers and these two numbers and put them into brackets. So we'd have the 3x plus 1 in one bracket, and then 2x plus 3 in the other. And if you want to check, you can expand and you'd get right back to here. So now we have to get -7 out of these two numbers. So if we make 5 a negative, this would give us -15x plus 8x will give us -7x. In this case it's a g, but the variables right now won't matter that much. So we take 3x plus 2, actually let me make this into a g. 3g plus 2, and then 4x minus 5. And let's expand to check if this is correct. So 3g times 4g, sorry about that, would give us 12g squared, and 3g times -5 would give us -15g. Now 2 times 4g would give us 8g, and 2 times -5 gives us -10. We can collect the like terms, which are these two. So -15 plus 8 will give us -7g, and then -10. Here we have 16d squared minus 28d minus 30. Right now I can see that I can common factor this whole piece, and I can divide it by 2. So I would have a 2 here, then 16 divided by 2 would give me 8d squared minus, and then 28d divided by 2 would give me 14d, and then -30 divided by 2 give me -15. Now we can take out our chart again. We can try 4 and 2. So now two numbers that multiply to 15. So you can try 5 and 3. We get 20 here, and then we get 6. So we need to get to -14. So 20 minus 6 gives us 14. I think if we do 6 minus 20, we get -14. So that means when these two multiply, you'd get the 20, so this has to be negative. So then 4 times -5 gives us -20, and then add the 6 and we get -14. Here, remember to put the variable so you remember. And so then we bring down the 2. We don't do anything with the 2, just bring it down. Just bring it down. Then we take these two terms and these two, and then we put them in brackets. So 4d plus 3, and another bracket, 2d minus 5. I'm gonna just slide down a little bit. Now if you want to check, first we expand this 2 into these two, or into this bracket. So then we get 8d plus 6. Here's one bracket. Then we have the 2d minus 5. So an 8d times 2d would give us the 16d squared, which was up here. Now 8d times negative 5 will give us negative 40d. And then 6, so we finished 8d times 2d and then 8d times negative 5. So now 6 times 2d would give us positive 12d, and then 6 times negative 5 will give us negative 30. So bring down 16d squared, and now we'd add these two. So negative 40 plus 12 will give us negative 28d, and then the minus 30.